Hi everyone, welcome back to another video on my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a video with these Gel Box UK colours, because I did say I wanted to do some with these jelly like brown ones to do tortoise shell. I do want to do designs literally just using the Gel Box UK one, so I'm just going to work with what I've got sort of thing. So this one doesn't have a name on it because the first couple of boxes that I got didn't have names on, so I'm just going to have to show you the colour. So I've got that one, we've got black, which is called Cleeks, whatever, well, I don't know. And then we've got Tiramisu, and I'm not even going to attempt to say that one. So we've got the two, like, what's it called ones? My brain's gone blank. What are they called? Jelly effect ones. So that's what we're going to be using today. So first things first, I'm just going to do my base layer. I'm going to do 3 tortoise shell nails, just see how they turn out. Obviously you can use any colour as your base layer for tortoise shell really, because if you do like an abstracty one, it doesn't have to be the colour that a tortoise shell would typically be, and to be fair the colour that I'm using isn't really, so you know, that tip's broken, but I'm going to use it anyway. We're going to work with it. So I'm going to do a coat of this, let's zoom in a bit, there we go, a coat of this mustardy colour. I'm only using this basically because it's the only one that's even remotely close to the shades of tortoise shell nails, which to be fair obviously it's not really because it is yellow, but the other colours that I got are like neon pink and blue and green and stuff like that, so not very helpful. So we're just going to use this one. Need something to keep the lamp on, there we go. So I'm just going to do the first coat, turn my lamp around first of all so I don't cure the one that I'm doing. But I'm just going to do one coat of this over all of the nails. And then I typically do, I'm going to do my tortoise shell a little bit different than I usually would in this video, just because I'm trying to like establish a way of doing it like relatively quickly, because tortoise shell for me personally, I tend to do layers, usually about 3-ish of different colours, like this layer, then another layer of another colour, then another layer. I am hoping today to do it all in basically one layer with these 3 colours. So I'm going to pop these on my palette. Let's just clean it off first of all. Like so, and then I'm going to just decant some onto my palette. So I've got my black just to create a bit of depth, and then I've got my 2 brown shades. One of them is slightly lighter than the other one, so we've got a nice array of colours. I think this is the darker one now that I'm just putting on. They look really dark obviously because 1, the background is black, and 2, they are dark anyway, but I'm just going to give these colours another 30 seconds to cure, and then we can start the tortoise shell design. So first things first, I'm going in with a coat of my glass lighter brown, which I will get the name of in just a second. And bearing in mind I only did 1 coat of the colour underneath as well. This is the caramel one, not tiramisu. The tiramisu one is darker than this. So I've just popped a coat of that over this whole nail, and then I'm going to get a brush. Which one am I going to use? So I'm going to use this brush here, and I'm going to pick up some of the darker brown, and I'm just going to place it in patches on the nails. You don't want to apply it too thick because obviously you want it to be able to cure properly. But I'm just going to pop it on just randomly, and obviously it will naturally just spread out on its own because, oh gosh, there we go, it will naturally spread out on its own because that layer underneath it is wet. So I'm wiping off my brush as I pick up new colour as well, because I don't want to just drag that colour underneath everywhere. I've got a really sore throat at the moment, it's very annoying. And then I'm just adding it on. At the moment it looks a bit giraffe-y, but don't worry, it'll take a turn at some point, it's fine. So once I've done that, I'm going to add some black. Again, pretty random. I am going to do it in layers. I don't even know why I said I'm going to attempt to do it in one, because that doesn't make any sense. But I will layer it. I'm just adding this totally randomly to some places, and then once I've done that, I'll pop that in for a full cure. So I'm going to pop that one in. I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to get my layer of the lighter brown jelly. Get that nice and even. Don't want it to be applied too thick, because obviously we're applying gel polish inside this as well, and if you apply too much gel it's just not going to cure properly. So I'm just going to clean off my brush. And then go back in with my darker brown, which I need a bit more of on my palette. Just going to decant a little bit more onto the palette that's next to me. Just going in with some of that in random places. I'm putting a bit less effort into this one. I want it to almost be a bit, well, not a bit, but just like completely random. Bit more messy, see how it turns out. But that's the joy of tortoise shell, is because it is a layered design, it doesn't really have to be perfect. I'm going to get some of the lighter brown as well, put that in between a bit, wash it round a bit, make it a bit more wishy-washy, blend in those edges a bit more because it just makes it a little bit less harsh. And then this time I'm not going to put the black on at this step, I'm going to put it on the next step. It's almost like doing like 3 different ones just to see which one turns out best, basically. So I'm now going to pop this one into the lamp. And then we'll get the last one, and again I'm going in with my lighter brown. And then doing the same thing basically again. This time I'm going to add my lighter brown patches and then put some of the darker in the middle and just let it float around basically and merge together. I've never actually done what's it called, tortoise shell with jelly colours before. I usually use like the full opacity colours, so this is new to me. Bit of a, what's it called, experiment, but we're going with it. To be honest, I don't really do a lot of hand painted tortoise shell anymore because I've got a foil and I use that quite a lot because it's really effective, but you know, it's nice to mix it up a bit. So now I've done that, I'm going to pop that one into the lamp. That's what that one looks like. And we can take out the first one, go back to that. So I'm going to use my lighter brown again. And I'm going to do a coat of that over this nail to give it a bit more dimension. And then I'm going to go in again with the darker brown and just create different patches now in other places. I definitely made the black a bit too black on this one, but that's the joy of trying it a few times, is to get it how you want it, learn from it. If this one doesn't turn out to be the worst out of all of them, something's gone really wrong because it's dreadful. So if this isn't the worst, there's an issue, basically. I'm just working with it, going around those lines that are already there to create a bit more depth, and then we'll pop that one into the lamp. Move on to the next one, which is this, and this is the one that I'm adding the black afterwards. So I'm going to pop a coat of my brown on again, my jelly brown. Like so, and that's what I'm going to go in with my black. For this time I'm just going to pick up a little bit of black, and once I've applied it I'm going to go in with my brown, and I'm going to use the brown to almost like diffuse the black. So we've got darker patches, but not like really dark, like black spots sort of thing. So I'm picking it up with the brown this time. We want those darker areas, but we don't want them to be too dark. We want them to blend. Just getting rid of some air bubbles there. Okay, again, a little bit of black, and then picking up the brown on my brush and using that to blend it out, just get that depth in there. I'm going to put a dot here. I'm going to darken it up a little bit, and then again going in with brown surrounding it, just to get that almost blended out. A bit more black, a bit more brown. And there we go, leaving that one as it is, popping that one in the lamp. And then we've got this one, which we also need some black on, so I'm going to pop my brown on again. And then again, going in with the black, I'm just going to pop that on straight away, get it where I want it. And then once that's placed, I can go in with my brown to get it nice and blended. Just need a bit more on my palette. You can tell it's been a long time since I did tortoise shell. I really do just use the, what's it called now? Foil. Add a bit of detail with black and the foil is good to go. Do a bit more up here. Put some brown surrounding it. And that's that. Pop that in the lamp. I'm going to cure that. The others are done. So at this point, I think I'm going to put a little bit of gold, what am I trying to say? Gold foil. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm going to put a bit of gold foil on. So I'm going to put some, actually, I'm going to see if it'll stick to this. I don't know how much of a tacky layer the Gel Box UK colours have. So I'm just going to give it a go, see if anything will stick, because I don't want a lot at all. I want it to be quite sporadic and patchy, just like that, to be fair. So that's worked out perfect. I haven't got to bother with, what's it called? With foil gel. I can just press this on and let it stick where it wants to stick. And that is perfect. Do the last one. Wonderful. So that is how they all turned out. Obviously I need to top coat. I'm just trying to hold them normally. I don't know why I'm finding it so difficult. But there we go. This is how they look. I actually like how they turned out, to be fair. Not my best. That definitely isn't. That was a bad job. But those two are cute. I like this one. I think that's my favourite. But let me put some top coat on, and then I will show you what they look like when they're top coated. So I'll be back in a minute. So here is the finished look. I absolutely love how they turned out, to be honest. And those jelly, what they called, polishes make it really, really easy. I mean, the blend in them is brilliant because obviously they're not really, really opaque. So that's really cool. And I think that gold foil just sort of brings them together, considering there's literally like the tiniest amount on there. You can still see the design, but you get the extra depth of a bit of foil. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching as always, and I'll be back soon with another video. Bye.